What's up, everybody? I'm Michael Allen, and this is the Movie Minute. This episode on the Movie Minute, we are talking about Oscar-nominated film The Zone of Interest, directed by Jonathan Glazer. Oh, man. Every Oscar season, when it rolls around, a film kind of pops up out of nowhere that kind of like takes the Academy by storm and really surprises everyone. The Zone of Interest is another one of those films, and it's refreshing because it's an international film, and I love international film. I think it brings great perspective to the film world and film community. The film is set during the Jewish Holocaust, and so it's one of those films that absolutely needs to be seen, but is difficult to watch. The film is essentially about Rudolf Haas, who is the commandant of Auschwitz, and his family, and they are living in this town right outside of Auschwitz, which is historically accurate. So Rudolf and his family are living in this house, kind of building their dream life right outside the walls of Auschwitz. This film really follows Rudolph and his kind of rise to where he was in the SS. And it does it through the lens of family, which is really unique. But there's something very unique about this film that we're going to get into, but it's surrounding the sound design of this film is very important. So let's just jump in and talk about what I liked about the film. First off, this film was something I have not seen ever. The beginning of this film really sets the tone. You don't ever feel comfortable in this film. You feel uncomfortable the entire film. The writing is very good. Every single conversation that's happening in this film feels just so well delivered. The performances are amazing. The cinematography in this film also is just, it's kind of like poetry. It's very slow and nuanced, but it's beautiful. And it's beautiful in a really hard way because the subject matter is so hard to stomach. And so it's just such a unique film. Now, let's talk about the sound, because the sound is what makes this film incredible and what makes it something I've never experienced before. Glazer really used sound to make you feel so many different emotions in this film. You don't ever see anything that's going on within the walls of Auschwitz. The film is about this family that's living right outside of Auschwitz, but all of the engagement with what's going on inside the walls is happening through sound. And it is incredibly designed. So much so that I felt sick throughout the movie. Like I started to get sick. I walked out of the theater feeling nauseous, even though I didn't see any of the things going on within the walls. That is an incredibly directed movie. When you can make an audience feel the way that Glazer made me feel leaving that film without using video and using sound to do that, pretty incredible. So let's talk about what I didn't like. I do think the film was a little bit slow to start, which was designed, but I just didn't really love it. I think he could have jumped in quicker into kind of the flow of the story, but he used a significant amount of time at the beginning to really kind of set the tone for what he was going to do, and I thought it was a little much. And honestly, I didn't love the soundtrack. The music to the film is very, very weird. I just don't know how I feel about it because it was such a disturbing soundtrack, and I know that so much care and design went into it, but I just didn't like it, and I don't think you're supposed to like it. So let's talk about badge and ratings. From an entertainment standpoint, this film is intriguing. It's so intriguing. I wouldn't call it entertaining, but it is intriguing. And it's kind of needed, right? It's more of the dialogue that we need. It's why film exists, to help healthy dialogue happen in these spaces. And so I'd give it an 8 out of 10 for intriguing entertainment rating. From a critic standpoint, 9 out of 10. Incredibly directed movie, incredibly written. Everything really does exactly what Glazer wanted it to do. And I respect that deeply as a director myself. So averaged out 8.5 out of 10 for The Zone of Interest. From a badge standpoint, this is very much Oscar bait. Obviously, it's been nominated for Oscars, but it's just one of those films that is worthy of the awards. I don't think it will win all of them, but I think it will win sound, most likely. Absolutely. I don't see how it doesn't win sound. It's absolutely worth a watch in the theater. If you can catch it, I know it's a limited release film, but if you can catch it, it's worth a watch. It's one of those films that needs to be seen, very much kind of like a Schindler's List, where it's like it's not fun to watch, but you need to watch it and then talk with your friends about it. That's really what I want to encourage you about this film with Zone of Interest. I want to encourage the audience to talk about this film. I'd love for you to sound off in the comments about what you thought about this film if you saw it, because this film deserves dialogue, because that's really what movies are meant to do. They're meant to entertain, but they're also meant to inspire growth and dialogue. And there's a massive dialogue in this movie that needs to happen. If you like this video, hit that like button. Please subscribe. Would love to have you on this journey with me. And until next time, peace out, everybody.